Joe Ciaccio here. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I'm ready to go today. Got a lot of new agents that are signed up with us, and they're having a lot of questions about underwriting. So what ends up happening when you come with a carrier or another IMO that you work with, you only have one carrier to pick from. What happens is that you're now actually stuck with that mentality upstairs that they have this here, automatic guaranteed issue, automatic graded. When you come to work with us, we've got an array of different carriers that will give you coverage for almost anybody, immediate benefits. Now, if you're on oxygen, you're bedridden, you're in a nursing home, you got HIV, you had a heart attack last week, you had cancer last week, those there are going to be guaranteed issue no matter who you go work with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down the list of the carriers that we have, what their niches are to where you can get your clients with. Now, went over this with an agent last week, and what he ran into was that the clients wanted the same carrier. That is not an uncommon thing when it comes to what we do. If you put one, let's say with CVS, the other one wants CVS. If they have one for $10,000, usually the spouse wants one for $10,000. So we're going to go over this list here. Hopefully both clients can go with the same carrier. If they cannot, my recommendation is and said these are all one family, they're sister companies because they're life insurance, they're sister companies, they work the exact same way, yet this is a better one for you because of your COPD, hepatitis B, or whatever their ailment must be. Because what our job is to do is to find out what's wrong with the client up front. Don't sit and ask them, how's your health? And they say, fine. You do an e-app and you get a decline. Now you got to kind of go back and kind of beg them to give you why they were declined, because some agents are just too damn lazy to ask for what's going on. Me personally, I want to know what's going on. I asked them, I said, tell me all about you in the last 3 years. Because the more you tell me about you, the better program I can get you. When you find out a little bit about their health, now you got to make a transition to find out what medication they're on. So when you find that out, then from there you got to throw it into the funnel to say, okay, this client will go with this carrier, this one will go with this carrier. Excuse me. We have a client questionnaire form that's in the back office that is available to everybody on this call today. You may get that paper, print it out, send it to me. But this is what I need for you to do to help me to get you an answer back quicker, is that when you're filling the form out, either with the client or not with the client, and they're on these types of medications, you need to tell me what the medication is for. Don't sit and say, Joe, the client didn't know. Do it and say, Joe, the client didn't know, yet I looked it up and it is for this, this, or this. Now, there's times where you have to look the medication up when you're there with the client, because there's a lot of medications that have a dual purpose. It's used for one and it's also used for something else. So you must know that to move forward, and if you want to send the paperwork to me to review it for you, you got to help me out, because I've got a lot of agents that send the papers in on like probably almost an hourly basis to where I can get it in and out quicker for you. So get your pen and paper out. I'm going to go over the carriers, the highlights, and then I think you're going to be a lot more easier when it comes to underwriting. This is called the most popular carriers and their niches. It's in the back office that you can go and get it. Now, going alphabetical order. Americo. Every carrier, before I go, every carrier normally has a younger age group, either 0 to 44, 0 to 49. So when I sit and say Americo will give you a immediate issue if you had a heart attack a little bit over a year or anything regarding the heart, that is for their Americo Eagle plan. Simplified issue. When you get to the younger ages with some carriers, underwriting is totally different. Now, Americo's got a 0 to 49, total different underwriting than what we're talking about now. Americo 50 to 85, they're going to give you a preferred rate if your client had any heart issues, open heart surgery, heart attack, stent, pacemaker. As long as it's been over 1 year, you're going to get immediate benefits. As well, Americo has designed their program to give your client an accidental rider for them already built in the price. Example, you do one for $15,000, you get the price, that automatically comes with $15,000 of accidental coverage carrier written on there. They have a smoker program. If your client plans on quitting smoking in the next 3 years, you can give them a non-smoker rate. On the application, you write down yes to smoker, yet when you look it up in the rate calculator, it's going to come up with the non-smoker rates. Americo's got an e-app where you get approval right there, and they also have a 3-way phone call. Number 2, American Amicable, 0 to 49, different underwriting. 50 to 85. Start off with, they got the Social Security billing. If you don't know what that is, that'll be another day. Social Security billing, okay? You do not need a Social Security number. All you got to have is a TIN, a tax identification number, and they'll give you coverage. If you've been diagnosed the first fill on a nitro pill or nitro patch, American Amicable uses that as a maintenance, not a treatment. Treatment means that it doesn't really matter what the carrier says, it is considered a treatment. If it is for maintenance, you look at the application, you go through the application, it'll be approved immediately. An e-app, automatic instant approval, and they also have a non-med term with living benefits. American Memorial is the same on the nitro pill. If you had it filled over 2 years ago, you're going to get immediate benefits. Colombian, brand new care we brought in. A lot of agents are already writing it, and they really, really like it because it's a simpler process. Underwriting is a little more lenient, I've been told. Their ages 0 to 85, same application. An e-app with instant decision. They also have a non-med term with living benefits, and they also have the Social Security billing to make sure your premiums are pulled out on the correct date. CVS, 40 to 49. They have a preferred rate and a standard rate and a modified rate. Their preferred rate is you answer no to everything. To get their standard rate, if you have a client of yours that has COPD, emphysema, Parkinson's, or lupus, your client can get immediate standard rates. Social Security billing with a e-application process with instant approval. Foresters, they have a program 0 to 49, nothing to do with what we're talking about now. 50 to 85, they're going to give you the same benefits as CVS, heart attack over a year, any of that stuff there, you're going to get immediate standard benefits, as well as the COPD, emphysema, and Parkinson's. They also give you free member benefits because they're a fraternal group. They're not owned by stockholders, they're owned by the people that write the insurance, the clients, so they give things back to the clients because they got no board members to give everything to, or stockholders rather. Liberty Bankers, 18 to 80. Their application is the same, so everything I'm telling you now pertains all the way down to age 18. They have a preferred rate, a standard rate, and they have a modified rate. They're going to give you for kidney disease, hepatitis B, B for boy, with or without medication, seizures, COPD, and emphysema, you're going to get the immediate standard. Anything over that there, go for it, it's great. Social Security billing, e-application process. Life Shield, paper application, E&O is required, ages 45 to 85. When you get to the high ages 81 to 85, no matter what they qualify for, they're only going to get their graded program. So when you get those higher ages, Life Shield may not be the best bet for you. Life Shield has the best smoker rates. Their graded premiums are the same as their preferred premiums. So if you have a client that does not qualify for the preferred program, and they've got to get the graded one, their rates are very, very reasonable, lower than the other carriers that we have. Pipes are considered non-tobacco, so you get a non-smoker rate. They have only, as of today, a paper application. Mutual of Omaha, 0 to 44, not what we're talking about. They have a 45 to 85, very low premiums. If you smoke approximately 2 cigars per month, you're gonna get a non-smoker rate. They've got a great child policy, very, very inexpensive children's policy. They also have a non-med term, fully medically underwritten term. And on the whole life simplified issue, they've got simplified issue with instant approval. Prosperity, don't have that many more to go. Prosperity, ages 50 to 80, you need to have E&O. They do the Social Security billing. EAP, as I said earlier, when you have a client of yours that's on a dual medication, 90% of the time when you're doing your application with Prosperity, if they see a dual medication pop up in the client's RX, they're going to go back to that particular question and they're going to ask you, does this go with this or does this go with that? You answer the question correctly, you answer it the right way, your client's going to get immediate benefits unless it's for what they're saying it's all about. They have a non-smoker. If your client does not smoke cigarettes, they can smoke pipe, dip, chew, whatever they do, as long as they don't smoke cigarettes, you're going to get a non-smoker rate. Royal Neighbors, age 50 to 80. They also have younger folks. They also have a little bit tougher underwriting when it comes to their jet whole life and their jet term. EAP instant approval, they're still lenient, yet nothing is as lenient as simplified issue whole life. That's primarily what we do. Usually a 2, 3, 4 year look back. Royal Neighbors, 50 to 80, no height weight chart. I forgot to say this here. CVS has no height weight chart either. So if you got somebody that's a little bit too big, or you feel embarrassed asking them how big they are, how much they weigh, Royal Neighbors CVS will be the avenue for you to go. Royal Neighbors niche. If your client had a TIA, which is a baby stroke, last week, immediate benefits. If your client has neuropathy, immediate benefits. If your client has neuropathy with diabetes, whether it's insulin or the pill, immediate benefits. Royal Neighbors says we'll take you immediately if you're on insulin, if you started your first insulin shot after age 30. They have the free member benefits, just like Foresters, non-med term, non-med whole life, and on the simplified issue, you can do a 3-way phone call to get an approval, or you can do an EAP. Royal Neighbors EAPs are different than everybody else. You must be in front of the client. You must be in front of the client. You can't do it by phone. Ciaccio, very, very great term product, very inexpensive term life rates, EAP instant approval. Transamerica, 0 to 85, great company, great, yet the application's a little strong. They'll accept you with 1 year if you had a heart attack a little bit over a year ago, COPD, emphysema, Parkinson's, yet in their application, if you answer yes to 2 questions in part 4, it kicks you to a graded. A lot of agents starting to move from Trans to CVS and also to Liberty Bankers. So if Trans is your company, continue using it. Yet when you're in a price crunch, you need to get your client immediate benefits. You need to kind of look at the cheat sheets we have. Guaranteed issue carriers. When I say guaranteed issue, that means there's no health questions. Now, United Home Life has a guaranteed issue, yet in the small print, they've got questions that are going to not qualify your client. So if you want no questions, no problems, AIG, Gerber, Great Western, they have no type of health questions riding with them, then you have no problems. Okay? Now, those 3 carriers have years 1 and 2 return of premium plus 10% interest, year 3 full benefits. The next carrier we have that is almost guaranteed, is GTL, Guaranteed Trust Life. They have a program out where there's only 6 health questions. Jay will send you the application. You go to the back office to pull their application. Their first year is return of premium plus 5%. Hold on, man, hold on. Year 2 is 50% of the face. So with GTL, if you write a client a $20,000 policy, they die in the first year of natural causes, they'll get all the money back plus 5%, more than what you can make in the bank, and tell the client that. Year 2, that $20,000 policy, if they die, will pay the beneficiary $10,000. 50% of whatever the face is. Year 3, 100%. On the guaranteed issue, AIG, Gerber, Great Western, and on the almost guaranteed GTL, if you pass away accidentally, day 1, doesn't matter when you pass away, you'll get the full benefits. Now, that's the long and the short. Here's some suggestions. Pick a carrier that you love. Learn that carrier inside out. So when they're telling you, I've got this, and this, you're already processing this, and you're going, yes, that carrier, yes, yes. Move on. Now you need to ask for medications. Some agents don't ask for medication. But Joe, they answer no to all the health questions. Why do I got to ask for medications? Well, that's the way the insurance company decides they want to do their application. Okay? Agents will call me and say, Joe, I wrote somebody identical to them 3 months ago and I got approved. Now I got a decline. What's going on? Carriers may tweak their underwriting. They tweak it sometimes. Yet, if you think that client number 1 is exactly the client number 2, it could be. Your first person may have slipped through for something that you didn't catch or wasn't on the MIB or the RX. So just because that person has the exact same illnesses, issues, medication, you still need to go through the list and ask them every single thing. What will make you a better agent is that if you do not deviate, you don't shortcut, you ask the health questions. I like giving a client an application. I carry paper apps with me for that. I'll be on my computer, give them a paper app, or have them sit next to you and have them look at it. When you're talking to them and they're seeing it, it may pop into their mind to say, oh, it's written down there, I can't say no to it. So make sure you tell them, the more you tell me about you, the better program I can get. And what you're really telling them is, tell me everything about you so I can give you the correct price in the beginning. Don't lowball it, get a decline, or get something other than requested, and then lose the whole sale because the price is too low. I don't know about you. Went to see a client years and years ago. I was Mr. Joe Salesman. I was speeding through. I was in a hurry. I had something to do. I don't remember what it was, but all I know is that I did not go into detail. No, all the way down. Submitted, back in the prehistoric days, we had to submit the application to the carrier. We didn't have the e-apps, the phone calls as we have now. Week later, I got a letter back saying, Joe, your client's been declined. And I said, what's wrong? They said they're in great health. So I went to the house, went over all the questions, and needless to say, it was my fault. I did not ask I asked the questions, yet I didn't ask for the medications. So what ended up happening, I got slapped in the face, went to the client's house, medication, okay, you gotta go with this company here. All I know is the price went up $12 to $14. You know what the client told me? I need to think about it. I'm not ready. Something's come up. Yeah, if I had told them that price from the beginning, they wouldn't have known there was something better. It's kind of like a bait and switch. You look in the Sunday newspaper, you see this big old sofa you like, it's in the price range you want, you're all excited to get your wife, the kids, you go to the car, you're sitting there, blah, 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 and they say, okay, which one? You see, I want this one here, I saw it in the newspaper, this one here for $12.99. Sorry, man, we're out of those. That was a discontinued product. We've already sold them. So now what happens, you're all depressed. Wow. I had my heart, that's the couch I wanted. It was only $12.99. It was in the budget. We were saving for it. Now the next one is $17.99. You can't afford the extra $500. You don't want to finance it. They lost the sale. You don't want to do that there. So you want to tell them what you feel they can get, what you feel they will get. I would recommend you guys to do an e-app with instant approval right then and there. So if for some reason they didn't tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, you can switch them either to a guaranteed issue or the almost guaranteed issue GTO. Love you guys. Make it a great day. Ask questions. Ask them what's going on. Don't be shy. Take your time. Think about it. If you take an additional 3 minutes, just 3 minutes for the application process to ask all the questions, hand them an app, ask them about the medications, their meds, find out what they're for, I promise you'll start making more money. Make a great day. By the way, we send out a lot of emails about the GTL and the Colombian. For some reason you didn't get it, give Jay, Heather, Sierra a call. We'll sign you up for it. We love you. We appreciate you. Hit them hard, guys. Bye-bye.